The Snowman of Canada is a Canadian story. The Wendigo, from Canadian Aboriginal legends, is a terrifying monster that lives in cold regions covered in snow and ice, sometimes taking on human form, but at its very heart it is a ferocious and cannibal being. Once upon a time, in the vast snowfields of Canada, there lived a mysterious being. Its existence was called Snowman, and no one had ever seen it. However, on cold snowy nights, villagers would occasionally find mysterious footprints in the deep snow. It was not an ordinary human thing, it was quite large and long footprints. The villagers were terrified by the footprints, but no one confirmed the identity of the snowman. One day, a village boy, Jack, decides to follow in the footsteps of the snowman. He had heard from an old man who lived on the outskirts of the village that the snowman was the guardian god of the forest. According to the old man, the snowman is a being who helps people and protects the forest. Jack followed the snowman's footsteps while escaping the cold. In the deep forest, the snow spread all over the place, and tranquility spread among the trees. As he continued to walk, Jack suddenly felt a large shadow from the shade of the tree. When I suddenly turned my eyes, there was a huge snowman standing there. The snowman's body was covered with white hair, and his big eyes glowed gently. When he found Jack, he smiled quietly and without surprise. Jack felt a little scared by the sight, but at the same time, he felt warmth in his eyes. "You're a snowman, aren't you?" Jack asked timidly. The snowman nodded quietly. "I am the guardian of this forest. It is a snow and ice spirit. As long as people live in this land, I will watch quietly here." Jack was surprised, but he was a little relieved to hear the snowman speak to him gently. "But why don't you come to our village?" "The villagers are afraid of the snowman," Jack asked. The snowman took a deep breath and replied, "I try not to show myself as much as possible so that people will not be afraid, but if my heart is pure and kind like you, I can appear. When I show up, it's time to help someone." Jack was surprised by those words. "When do you want to help?" The snowman nodded slowly. "Yes, in fact, I know that this year has been particularly cold, and there has been too much snow, and the villagers are in trouble. I'll help you so that you don't have to suffer from the cold anymore." Jack's heart skipped a beat. "Really?" The snowman stretched out his big hand and raised his hand to the sky. Then, a cold wind flew around him, and the snow fell even deeper. At that moment, a warm light appeared in front of Jack's eyes, and the snowman picked it up and began to walk towards the village. When the snowman raised the light, the snow melted more and more, and a warm breeze blew into the village. The villagers were enveloped in the wind and felt the cold ease. The next morning, strangely outside the village, there was little snow and the snowfield was dry. The villagers called it the miracle of the snowman, and then began to accept the snowman's existence without fear. Jack never met the snowman again, but his legend was passed down in the village, and on cold winter nights, everyone came to believe that the snowman was protecting him. And even now, in the snowy forests of Canada, it is said that snowmen live quietly. On snowy nights, a snowman may be watching over the village in the forest. That's it.